Good morning. Well, it has been a long time since we talked, and I'm amazed that whatever the people say, whatever the thoughts may be, the governments of the day are least bothered about the common people's issues, thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Canada is a peaceful country. It has engaged in war only when forced to do so, and the only time basically when they fought was in the Second World War, and that too because they were, as per the tradition, committed to support the British Empire. After that, it has been mostly peaceful. But I was shocked that the Trudeau government for the first time has sent forces under NATO command to Europe. It had earlier sent in Middle East as well, but it was mostly a training mission, as in Afghanistan, and a sport mission, and then a bombing mission in Syria. But now they are sending the people on the ground, 450 strong troops are being sent to Europe to bolster up the NATO forces. Now, 450 is not a big number when the fight is between the thousands and the millions of people. But the commitment shows that the government would be annoying a major neighbor in the north. The purpose of this military mobilization is to face Russia. They are thinking that Russian incursions in Ukraine and more likely in Moldova and Latvia would be harmful. Quite possible. But then are we the custodians of everything in the world? Is it not important that we look after our own self in the beginning and then see what's going to happen everywhere else? The whole concept of interfering is anathema to me. I object to the US saying that they want to protect the human rights, and yet they support Saudi Arabia, which is the worst human rights record. They want to promote democracy, and that's why they overthrew Saddam and they overthrew Gaddafi. And then they support the worst dictatorships in the world. Why this ambivalence? Why this hypocrisy? Why this double-faced talk all the time? It is in fact a cover for their empirical and imperialistic desires, which is not acceptable. Secondly, who in the heavens have given them the right to decide what is right for any community or for any nation? And if they talk of the human rights, why is it that the people are suffering and in states itself the fate of the blacks, the marginalized society, that is too common to be commented upon? But coming to Prime Minister Trudeau's action in sending 450 troops to Europe to face and oppose Russia is an unnecessary provocation, and it shall also enhance the further bickering and the further fight. As a matter of fact, I feel that Justin Trudeau is not doing anything of his own accord. He is carrying out the commands issued from the White House without giving any thought to it. He's the Prime Minister of a big country which presumes and boasts to be a big country. Afford to behave in this manner? Or should he behave in this manner? I don't think so. This is suicidal. Now, on the other side, he changes the law as if he is a Mughal emperor or an emperor of the Middle Ages. RCMP is the major organization which protects the people of Canada within the country. It is a major organization which is responsible for the law and order apart from the other police forces, whether they are provincial or the municipal. Till this time, the law was that you could join RCMP as an officer provided you are a citizen, which is justified. PRs, permanent residents, and refugees, until and unless they became citizens, were precluded from joining RCMP. And that happens everywhere. Lo and behold, the almighty Justin Trudeau issues a dictate in exactly the same manner as the kings, the emperors of the old era, other dictators of the present era, whom they detest and whom they oppose, used to do. He has ordered that anybody who is a permanent resident, need not be a citizen, can join RCMP. This is eroding the very base of RCMP, and not only that, it is also likely to discount the capability of RCMP. The people have yet to prove whether they are fit to shoulder the responsibility of RCMP. Until they are citizens, they don't have any commitment. You don't give a PR a right to vote. Why should he become the protector of law and order? This sort of attitude, this sort of action only shows one thing. And the plea they have taken for this absolutely incomprehensible action is to increase the diversity. Indirectly, the people who have been brought in now, about 25,000, and they have been made a PR right away when they landed. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But those people would be brought into RCMP, thereby, in the name of diversity, discount the capability and the value of RCMP as well as its credibility. Friends, what is happening is not in good taste, nor in the interest of the country. It's cheap pandering to win more votes. I fully agree that Justin Trudeau has consolidated his vote bank and he is definitely going to win the next election. So 8 years is going to rule, maybe another 4 years, 12 years. But is the rule worth 8 years or 12 years? A compensation for destroying the fabric of the country? Is it a sufficient reason for taking such action, which should not be acceptable? I don't think so. We have got to ensure that the government does not act in a way for the immediate purpose. It has to keep on consolidating the base of the country. It has to keep on building the traditions and force them and reinforce them, not to erode them, not to destroy them. And the present government is doing is exactly destroying and eroding the values of Canadian system. What they are doing is that, like rats, nibbling at the structure. They are behaving like rats, nibbling at the structure, which is not acceptable. But are we saying anything? Are we protesting? Are we not taking it without any reservation? We are. And as they say, you always get the government you deserve. Do you really deserve that? I have nothing against the government, as long as it's working fine. After some government, either would have to be there. I'm also not averse to pandering, but I'm definitely averse to devaluation of the values that we have cherished and we have upheld, the values that sustain us and would lead the future generations to further glory. Friends, I would not have come today with this frustration built up if I had not been sure that you need to wake up, all of you, and tell your MPs, and tell your ministers, and tell your Prime Minister, enough is enough. Thus far and no further, we will protect the honor, the prestige of the country, and we will not like it to be spoiled. We will not like the rats to nibble at the base and the foundation of our values that we cherish and uphold. And we will not tolerate discounting of our institutions like RCMP. We would also not like to interfere in the fights of others. Let's look to the economy. Let's look to the health of the people. Our people, our native Canadians are suffering, and we are not bothered about that. This is sheer hypocrisy. We have got to stop it. Think about it, gentlemen and ladies. And then we meet tomorrow morning. Thank you. Have a great time. Bye.